talks at their second summit in Vietnam. While the president and Kim sat across from each other, reporters in the room shouted questions at the dictator, and through a translator, he answered, marking the first time that Kim Jong-un has taken questions from foreign journalists ever. Watch.
Chairman Kim, are you ready to denuclearize?
If I'm not willing to do that, I won't be here right now.
Are you discussing human rights with President Trump?
인권도 논의하고 있습니까?
We're discussing everything.
Chairman Kim, are you ready to allow the United States to have an office in Pyongyang?
It's actually an interesting question. I would like to actually hear that answer.
Well, I think that is something which is welcomeable.
Wow. General, what do you think of that?
It's great. I actually think it has something to do with him being around President Trump.
Yeah.
Because he's very casual, informal with the media. He responds to questions continuously. He wears his thoughts on his sleeve, in terms
Our
of
president,
his directness. I suspect he's had some impact on this guy. And also, as a leader of North Korea, as much as it's a closed society, he's moved out of that country more than his predecessors have. And he's been to China many times, obviously to Singapore. He was educated in high school in Switzerland, so he has some sense of the world beyond North Korea. But I think mostly it's, I know somebody that read the letters that Kim Jong-un sent to the president.
Really? Oh.
And
give us the goods.
The only thing I can say about it is that everybody who's read those letters are surprised by the warmth and affection that are in those letters. I think to include the president. And it's almost like a father-son relationship that's expressed there, is what the person told me who's seen several of the letters. So I think that's interesting. I think he's reacting to the president more than anything.
But is he looking for a way out? I mean, maybe that's what that implies, is that he has taken over this regime, maybe doesn't feel like he can hang on to it, and he's looking for a way out.
I think you hit the nail on the head.
I'm not sure it's real. I mean, I think that for as much as President Trump knows how to work Kim Jong-un in terms of taking advantage of the fact that he likes Western culture and movies, and he's trying to imply that he can have this great economic power and still maintain, his own power in the regime, Kim Jong-un is studying the president. And I agree with you. I suspect that he's been studying the White House and the way the press pool asked questions and thought about the way that he might react if they asked him those questions in this manner, and he decided to answer those questions. So I would just be very skeptical of the authenticity of the love between Kim Jong-un
I think
and
that's
the president.
the first reaction, is to be very skeptical about the authenticity. But there's also, Marie, there's got to be another side where he has to want to believe in his mind that he could survive and have some economic relief.
Well, I think we should not forget in this conversation that we are talking about someone who, for the first time, yes, took questions from Western journalists and also kills members of his own family.
Oh, no, no one forgot that.
But I think we should bring it up for our viewers to not forget it while we're talking about it. As part of this conversation,
We've said it repeatedly.
Well, and I'm saying it again because some of the president's language, I think because of this relationship they've developed, whether it's about Otto Warmbier, whether it's just about Kim Jong-un in general, I think it does concern people that the president is not entirely clear-eyed about the nature of this regime. And the reason that matters is if the president, Melissa,
that's the way he talks.
Well,
how do you know that's what's going on in his mind, in the president's mind? You're giving Kim Jong-un credit for being duplicitous, and you're not giving the president credit for understanding the nuance.
All I'm saying is, what concerns me is that so much of whether this will succeed is based on whether Kim Jong-un is ready to change his country.
Right.
Whether he is ready to change the calculation and give up weapons they spent a lot of money and time developing. And that is